Hello again, I'm Bob Weir with another interview of People in the News in North Texas. My guest today is Danny Fletcher, who is a candidate for Denton County Constable in Precinct 4. Thanks for being here, Danny.
Thank you.
If you would please begin by telling our viewers something about your background, such as your law enforcement experience, education, marital status, where do you reside, so forth.
Sure. My background is that I moved here from Oklahoma after graduation from college, getting a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. I went to work at the Denton Police Department. I've been there over 20 years. I've served in capacities as a police officer, a detective, a task force officer with the federal government, narcotics, and currently I'm a sergeant in the special operations section of the Denton Police Department.
Over 20 years.
Yes, sir.
You don't look it.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
You know, but you know, I retired as a New York City cop, and I was pretty young at this time myself.
Sure,
So,
sure.
But anyway, I don't want to get into that. Why did you choose law enforcement as a career?
Yeah, I grew up in a household. My dad was a police officer, so you know, being raised in a house where you have law enforcement around the house, you catch on to it, and you know, it got in my blood at a young age. I felt like it was a very noble career to go out and defend people who didn't have the ability to do so themselves, and it's an extremely valuable public service that has to be provided, and I felt led my whole life to do it. So that was what inspired me to get into law enforcement.
And your career in law enforcement is quite diverse, I understand. You've been
Yes, sir.
You want to talk a little bit about your with the DEA? Or?
Sure. I have been deputized with not only the Federal Bureau of Investigation and the United States Marshal Service, but I've also spent 3 years full-time as a task force officer with the Drug Enforcement Administration.
Oh. All right, let me get into the position you're running for. What are the duties of a Texas constable?
In Texas, it's constitutionally designated that there be a constable, and the duties of that office are to enforce the laws of the state, including traffic laws. They have a variety of law enforcement duties that are included with all the other law enforcement offices out there. But their primary function is serving of civil paperwork, such as subpoenas and restraining orders, and then they also provide security or a bailiff for the for the JP court in that precinct.
Right. And they are peace officers and
Yes, sir.
And carrying guns.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you know what the qualifications are to be a constable?
You have to be able to meet the TCO qualifications to be a licensed peace officer. So
All right.
there's a litany of things you have to meet, the criteria to be licensed.
Educational requirements as well?
There are some, once you take office, once you're elected, there's some training that you have to
Right.
attend.
Are the duties of a constable similar to the duties of a police officer?
Absolutely, very, very similar.
Yeah. So you can make arrests and you can you stop vehicles? And,
Yes, sir. Yeah, you have the same powers as the other officers, the sworn peace officers in the state of Texas. You can enforce Texas law, and you just have a primary function to serve the civil paperwork from the courts.
And when you're not serving papers or things of that nature, are you on patrol?
Yes, absolutely.
They're on patrol duties, yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah, patrol, trying to suppress crime, and you know, you're looking for anything that's afoot that needs to be addressed law enforcement wise.
That helps to provide that appearance of omnipresence.
Absolutely.
You know, of those police cars out there in uniform and stuff like that. It does give the public some feelings of safety because you see them out there. Which towns and cities are covered by Precinct 4?
Precinct 4 covers just south of 380 or University Drive in Denton, and includes Ponder, Justin, Argyle, North Lake, Trophy Club, Roanoke, Flower Mound, Double Oak.
That's pretty big.
It's a pretty big area, yes, sir.
Yeah, that's a lot of area there. And how long is the term of office?
The term of office is 4 years.
4 years. And when is the Republican primary? You're running in a Republican primary, of course. There is a constable, Tim Birch is in office right now. He's the incumbent. So you're running in the primary, and that's in March, I think, 2020,
Yes, sir.
right?
March of 2020.
All right. Now, Danny, what type of campaigning will you be doing? For example, like door-to-door, literature, debating, things like that?
Yes, sir. I'll be doing all that. I'll be out walking the neighborhoods trying to meet the voters. I'll be sending out literature, information about me, making myself as available as I can to answer any questions that the public has, and certainly making phone calls, doing a litany of things, including the debates and forums.
And so, once again, you are currently a police officer with Denton PD.
Yes, sir.
Right, right. So if you win the election, you would be leaving
Yes, sir.
that, and
Yes, sir.
you go into this, okay. Have you ever run for political office before?
I have.
No.
About 2 years ago, I got the bug, and I ran for Justice of the Peace in Precinct 1. And during that election, I worked really hard, and we did not win the election. God has a way of moving you, putting you in a different position. And once my family and I moved to Argyle, we decided we were going to settle in at Argyle and move on. And once I settled in there, I had a lot of people start to ask me, hey, would you consider this? And, we prayed about it, we talked about it, and, God opened some doors, and I think He's put me in this position to run for this office.
Okay, so when did you run, when did you say you ran before?
That was in the primary 2 years ago.
Oh, 2 years.
Yes, sir.
Well, all right, I think we're going to start to wrap up. Is there anything you'd like to add? Or?
Yeah, I would just like to add that, I've spent 20 years serving the citizens of Denton County as a police officer. I have served in so many roles at the Denton Police Department, including I'm an instructor at the Police Academy. I teach arrest, search, and seizure law. I also am the commander of the Hostage Negotiator Unit. I just would ask you as a voter to reach out to me, contact me, and get to know me, and then you can make an informed decision about which candidate you would like to support.
All right, well said. All right, well, then I want to just thank you, Danny,
you
for
so
being
much.
here, and good luck in the campaign.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, and thank you for watching.